Hey everyone, I am super excited to present our next candidate for Project 1000 Hire. Today we have coming all the way from New York City, my dear friend Harry. So Harry, first of all, thank you so much for joining us on this project.
No, thank you for reaching out. I really appreciate this opportunity.
It's our pleasure. So Harry, so for people to get to know you better, why don't you give us a brief description of who you are and where you're from?
Yeah, so I am a Chinese American designer, currently living in New York, been here for a few years. And then previously, I've worked and lived in places such as DC, went to school in Baltimore, and also have family in Southern California.
Wow. So all around the US. I love it. You've been to Southern
Yeah.
California. Amazing. So being in multiple places, I'm assuming you've done multiple things, and I'm
Yes.
assuming you've done probably multiple personal projects and accomplishments. So why don't you tell us about a personal project that you've worked on that you're like super proud of?
Yeah, so right now, because I've been laid off from COVID, I've actually had a lot of time to explore more of the reasons why I want to do design more. And currently, I am the design and branding lead with a nonprofit group called Welcome to Chinatown, where we are supporting Manhattan Chinatown businesses. So that's been a ongoing personal project. Anything from I worked with the two founders, starting from the brand, like when it's just like a really bad web page, all the way now where we're doing Black Lives Matter poster initiatives. We're releasing merchandise collaborations with small businesses and also doing smaller campaigns to help boost the neighborhood from the COVID-19 effects.
Wow, that's super cool. So using your talents in order to for the better, for the good right now, enhancing the community, all the whole entire business ecosystem over there. That's amazing. That's really, really cool.
Thanks. Yeah, it's been it's a every single day I get to wake up and I get to donate some time and really refine my skills and also get to connect with people that are really making a huge difference in the community.
Right. Wow. Amazing. So let's flip the script a little bit about that, and let's talk about obviously the whole entire opposite spectrum, like a personal challenge that you're able to overcome.
Yeah, I think so. I moved to New York out of a job. Like I left a job at Orange County, California. I at that time I was doing retail design for the Walt Disney Company, specifically for the Disneyland Resort. And then when I decided for myself that like I don't want to live in LA anymore or Southern California and moved to New York, there was a good amount of time that I couldn't find a job here. Like I was lucky that I have family and then kind of friends and family to help me out a little bit. But every day was a struggle to kind of figure out like what to do. Um, if you can't tell, I'm a little bit more of a specialized designer. Like I skew towards creating spaces and environments and brand experience, which is like a great field, but also a little niche. It's not just like we go and make like ads for Facebook or that or digital assets like we do, but it's not our main focus. So it took a lot of time to both really ground myself and also kind of build more confidence during a time of constant denial, constant no one getting back to emails, and then even there were leads and really great friends that wanted to connect. Like there was a lack of positions open until I found a job at Notel. I think during that time, a lot of personal growth of finding self-confidence that come from in and not from outside validation was like a really huge thing. And also reaching out to my network from undergrad and also people I know from previous design jobs and having them look at my resume, my portfolio very thoroughly, being like, this is wrong. Needs to be edited. This is great, but how can we expand it?
Right. Wow. Amazing. Taking that time to personal growth. Also, the only way to real growth is being able to accept real feedback. So, what role? What are you looking for in your next role? So that way we can make sure that the transition is not as long as last time.
Yeah. So just keeping, the industry in mind and how we're constantly shifting. I do want to continue working in spaces. So again, like it can kind of range from titles of brand experience or environmental branding, environmental graphic design. I did this previously at Notel for workspaces, so internal spaces. But for my next job, I do want to do a very similar role, but for external spaces. So imagine like retail spaces, pop-up shops, hospitality spaces, even some residential. Like it, I get a lot of, I guess like a lot of good, like a lot of constructive feedback when it's just like people. And also in those spaces, you get to work with more unconventional ideas, especially like, you know, being in Manhattan before the lockdown, like retail as a concept is really broad versus in America, workspace as a concept is a little bit more narrow than like a European market.
Okay, so just if you don't mind expounding one more little bit on the, outside spaces, so people can understand, so they can refer more, companies to you.
Yeah. So think about, imagine when you go into like a hotel lobby,
Mhm.
you can start with a brand and how that brand might have been for print or digital, but then as a designer, we have to translate that into space. So like looking at different materials, looking at how lighting is positioned, how even greenery, sound, where would you position kind of touch points in brands. So like looking at that. So that the industry itself has a lot of different titles. Like sometimes they're just called graphic designers, but when you dive deeper into that actual company or firm, you can tell that they create spaces.
Wow.
So I hope that was clear enough. Really I'm working to find a design role where I can help translate brands from like a print or digital asset to a physical space.
Super cool. Okay, clearly now people are going to understand. I'm going to send a ton of roles your way. So first, Harry, I want to thank you so much for joining us on this project. And there's no doubt in my mind that any place you end up in, that not only going to make a drastic change in the environment, but also in their physical spaces. You're going to add, you're going to take it, you're going to purify it, you're going to make it much more beautiful and better, exceed their expectations than they ever could have imagined. So I want to wish you a ton of success, blessings, and we're going to do everything in our ability to send as many opportunities your way as possible. So thank you.
Thank you so much. I really appreciate it.